Hello, everybody. We're back with the three-man crew once again. Like we stated last week, one of our players is taking a timeout, and we are using this time to play some one-shots and have a little fun with different character ideas and exploring a different part of the world. Yeah. So this time around, we are kind of basically doing the same, and yeah, just continuing on with some small I guess side stories that happen here. A heads up for next week, there won't be a session because I won't be available because of Chinese New Year's. It is a special year for Iwick because it's the year of the dragon.
Hey!
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That makes me feel great.
Do you all know your Chinese zodiac?
Yeah, I do. I'm a rabbit.
I did at one point. I know for sure I did.
Alicia's stumped. She's like, what?
She's most certainly mute.
Oh. Nope.
You're still muted. Oh, there
My
you
bad.
go.
I was screaming at the dogs a few minutes ago. I'm a horse,
Mm-hmm.
and it's funny
Hang
because
on.
my mom's a rat, and it says like in ours, it says avoid the horse, and in mine it says avoid the rat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's perfectly.
And it's like
I'm
we really.
a
can't
goat.
Dang.
Ooh.
So, funny thing, technically I'm a year of the goat, but I was born before Chinese New Year that year, so I'm actually a horse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since it's next week is Chinese New Year's, and you just had birthday yesterday, so
What are you, Jack?
I'm a rabbit. I'm a
Oh, that's right.
Little bunny.
little bunny. But I was so close. If my mother for some reason would have kept me in the womb 2 months longer, then it would be Year of the Dragon, which would have been so cool and fitting. But unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's not the case. So actually, last year was my year. It was the Year of the Rabbit. So, but yeah, it's dragon, my favorite creature. But why are they extinct in my world then? I don't know. Maybe I loved them so much I killed them all. No, yeah. Anyways, I think we can just kick things off. Don't have anything more special to say. What's going on in this one shot, I will explain after the intro. I was thinking about making a new intro, but then I got distracted, so I didn't do one. And the old intro, as usual, still fits and was kind of designed for this. So let's not delay this any further and get this thing fucking on the road, shall we? A new fucking adventure with you fucking people. Oh, I shouldn't swear that much. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, I did it again. Shit. Oh, it's not so. Oh.
A field with rolling hills. A forest with twisting trees as the wind howls a song of the night's lament. The echoes of screams are carried through the valley, and the tears of those who have lost a loved one falls as rain to the ground, nourishing this blighted land to further extend this cruel reality. A darkness that leaves its trace visible for all to see, as to reminds the people who live here what their fate will undeniably be. Death. Demons ravage this land, a manifestation and proof of this unforgivably cruel world They consume and feed off the despair of their victims, and no one is safe from their corruption. Those who wish to stand up against the fate of this world will bear witness to the despair and cruelty that this land has to offer. Will you be one of them? Will you challenge the curse of a dying land? Will you fight it and overcome it? Or will you fail and be consumed by the corruption of this unfaithful world and become one of many whose lives have been forgotten and consumed by the blight?
Yes, yes, yes. So, what is this about then? It's a big question that everyone is asking. And, well, the players know a bit. We are now following a group of Inquisitors. For those who don't know, the Inquisition is an organization inside of the country of Azathia, which the original campaign took place in before they got whiffed away to hell. And basically, the best way to describe them is they function like the CIA in America. It is a organization that works under the government, whose sole purpose is to collect and find information of a variety of different activities that happen around, inside, and outside of Azathia. And obviously the Inquisition got whiff of the masks that were created in Tellus, which means we're still in a similar timeline like last session, and they wish to know what is going on there. Is it legit? This is like a new discovery, something which could be considered sensational, since there has never, ever in the history of the Sapphires Plain at least, been a creation that was able to kind of withstand, negate, or at least halt demonic blight. And this news of this mask that could consume demonic blight and, you know, kind of minorly protect the wearer from getting blighted has kind of spawned a great amount of interest inside of the Inquisition headquarters, and so they thought it was necessary to send a team out there to kind of, you know, poke around and see what they can actually find. There have been news that have been circling around that obviously the normal civilians are aware of. However, the Inquisition wants to know whether or not the information that has been kind of leaking around in public is actually true. And yeah, basically just want to know more and to confirm everything that has been going on. So this is how things are rolling out. You guys are a team, and we'll just say that you have been a team and been working together for a while, so you know each other pretty well. So you know each other's abilities and strengths and weaknesses and all that stuff. For this mission specifically, you were assigned a new mission advisor who's kind of newly enrolled in the Inquisition as one of the advisors über Seers. That is their position. And he's an expert in what has been going on in Tellus. His name is Eserio Seilbender. I will write the name in chat. We kind of gave you your mission briefing, which is as followed. I actually waited for you, so you can read it at any time. It's actually quite simple. The mission briefing is: find out who creates the idol masks and when and where they are created. Any information about the production is also of importance. Note down important people who are directly involved in the making. Evidence was found that people within Azathia have been also involved. Find any clues of any possible subject or suspect groups or individuals that are involved. So, you have been sent to the capital of Tellus, which can now be called the capital, Nabor. And our session will actually start in Nabor, where you basically kind of arrived. We say you kind of arrived last evening and just, oh no, you know what? We're gonna start not this evening. You are currently arriving at the city gates of Nabor and about to enter inside. So you guys can basically but there I will bring the viewers also to the map. There's the mission briefing for anyone who still wants to read it. And this is the city of Nabor, which actually is a bit there. A bit down. Oops.
That's a city map we haven't seen in a while.
Yes.
Good times.
Good times, right? Like, you left that city with everything intact.
Absolutely intact. No one tried to slice our friend's throat open. Nothing happened really in there.
It's
you know, we did not see a public execution. You know, nothing happened.
Public what? The people are wondering. The people are wondering what they're talking about. Yes. So, as the guards are standing at the tower, you would be arriving at the northwest entrance, which is here. And we can see on top of the walls are stationed 2 guards. One of them seems to be a half-elven man, and the other one seems to be a smaller halfling wearing kind of half-plate armor that is very silvery, but you can see a few scratches on the armor itself, suggesting that some of the paint has worn off, and it's not actual silver, but kind of painted on silver. They have these kind of fringe helmets that kind of go up to a point or like a wave that kind of forms like this mohawk and goes down. Both of them are carrying swords to the sides and halberds to the ready on the arms, just kind of keeping an eye on the surrounding terrain. On their left side, which is the west side, you can see kind of farm fields extending out, pastures that are currently being tended to by the farmers that reside here. And like I said, Tellus is home to a variety of folk, so you do see the different types of people that are currently working in tandem. Like a large Goliath is actually currently pulling out a few potatoes, and next to him you can see a small gnome trying to do the same but struggling a bit since they are not as strong, and an elven woman kind of using some innate magical abilities to tend to some of the lettuces that have been damaged. However, the guards then take notice of a troop of 3 approaching individuals, and I guess we can start off with Skit, your character in this trio. What do they look like, and what can the people see?
So the people can see a somewhat tall, very like subtle purple, almost lavender skin tiefling with tattoos going up her neck and on her face here that are like tribal lines. She's got like these very long and curly horns, very short black hair. She's wearing this all leather tunic thing, and she's walking with a very confident look to her. She's extremely like, she knows what she's doing, and she feels like she's very in charge of herself.
Very nice. And walking right beside Felicia, would you be so kind to describe your character?
So my character's a fairly tall, human male, dark skin, dreadlocks is kind of like pulled back into like a ponytail, the brightest green eyes that you'd probably ever see, leather vest style, shirt, and some like, leather cufflink type things on his arms. He's got a drum, kind of like a hand drum that's held on with a belt. Dark, this is about the same color dark leather pants on, and boots. He also has a goatee.
Okay. Walking there, and to complete this trio, we have the one and only.
Funny enough, also tall. 3 very tall individuals. Tall elven man, very pointed ears, obviously. Shaved head, shaved sides of the head with hair in the middle, kind of pushed up into a messy mohawky kind of thing. Bluish silvery hair. Wearing leather armor. You can see quite a bit of muscle underneath the armor, but if you actually looked closer, you would be able to tell that the muscle is actually padding. It's just foam, like he's buffed out his own leather to make himself look bigger than he actually is. It's a poor cosplay, basically. The leather is different shades of orange. He's got a really nice gem-studded longbow that he carries on his back. A quiver made of leather of the same orangey shades. That's basically it.
Nice. Definitely wasn't expecting that. Yeah, you three kind of get closer to the wall, and you do know that part of being in the Inquisition is to not let anyone know you're part of the Inquisition, because usually, you know, when someone comes and says to you, hey, I'm the CIA, they get a bit scared and, you know, don't want to answer your questions. Plus, the other thing is that might cause some tension with Tellus, as, you know, you're literally infiltrating and spying on them. And as such, one of the important notes that your mission advisor Azathia gave you is, you know, to stay low-key. This is a low-key mission. You're in a foreign country. You won't be able to get any help from Azathia if something were to happen to you, except for one thing that you got as soon as you kind of left for your mission. Azathia gave you a small kind of pouch, which is referred to as a ping dust. So one of you can put that into the inventory. Just a custom item. It isn't in the items list. So just put in ping dust and just keep note on whoever it is. But basically what it does is if you open the bag, the dust that is contained inside of it will activate. And then what it does is it pings the exact location where you are when you open this small pouch. And then this information of where you are will then immediately get sent to the Inquisition headquarters, so they know where you are. And as your kind of goal is to find out the location of where these masks are created, they said if you find out where this is, like open it and then ping that location, so they know, oh, that is where it is. And obviously the risk was also given to you, or you were informed that your mission is very risky, and that, you know, in case of life and death, you have to ensure that, you know, mission takes top priority. So if it were between your life or pinging the location, they said try at least to ping the location so the other squads that might come after you have a easier time. So yeah, it's dangerous, but you are trained individuals who have done many missions before, so you're kind of used to this procedure. Now, as you approach the gates, the two guards kind of look down, and one of them, the half-elf man, kind of just shouts down and says, excuse me, what is your business here?
We're just new mercs in town looking for work.
Alright, where you hail from?
Everywhere. We don't really have a home. We just kind of travel.
Make a persuasion check. $28. Holy shit. They like look you up and down. You look like mercs, and a lot of people travel through, and they just say, "All right, go through," and they just kind of
Thank you.
stand watch, and you are led inside. Going past the walls, you can see the minor houses that have been built here. Once again, this is still Tellus, so the houses aren't impressive at all. They're a bit more impressive than Ovalmir or Pilmore, where you were in the last one shot. So these aren't like day 1 Minecraft houses. These are like day 5 Minecraft houses. So some houses have windows, but most of them are still very cubical, made out of some sort of stone at least, and not completely kind of muck and mud. And some of them even get 2 stories high, but very basic. The layout is chaotic. There's no proper infrastructure set up or a structure that was planned by a proper city planner, and the houses were just kind of haphazardly built, and they're just running with it. However, you do see a large bridge, which is, you know, in its own right impressive. So you get inside of the city walls. Where would you like to go?
Center of town as always.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'd want to go to like center of town, like where the most people might congregate.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you
Main road.
kind of just march on forward and go over the bridge. And here you can see, you know, a lot of people passing by. Most of them don't give much note of you. Some of them kind of look over and just kind of nod. You know, they seem to be quite welcoming folk. And some of them actually seem like quite happy. And you like notice that they can recognize that you are, you know, mercenaries, or at least people in the business of earning some coin through the more dangerous activities. And you kind of go through without trouble. The hustle and bustle of the town is kind of at its somewhat of its peak now, since you arrived at about like 5 p.m. You are coming from a somewhat longer foot travel. But as soon as you get to the main portion of the main city, you kind of go into the smaller areas and now approach the larger walls of the inner city parts. And you can see these walls are a lot thicker and heavily guarded and watched over by more guards that are posted on top of the wall. And you can see the gates are open and a lot of people are walking inside and outside, which is, you know, for people that come from Azathia, quite unusual, because the inner parts of a city are usually closed off all the time, because that is where nobility lives. But you presume there's not much nobility that exists inside of Tellus. And so you kind of just take the main road, and as you're walking there, you do see other mercenaries that are kind of walking around. You see a dwarf kind of squat walking with a warhammer on one hand and a big shield on the other, kind of accompanied by a larger human male that is kind of snickering and bickering with him, and behind them kind of just looting on a flute. Seems to be a half-elven man, and it's a similar group that kind of looks like your composition, and definitely people don't seem too surprised that mercenaries are just lurking around the city. And you would spy actually that one of them has one of the masks kind of attached to the side of his hip as you kind of walk past there and then enter the main gate, unless you want to do something.
My girl would most likely just whip around and be like, "Oh, excuse me, kind sir," kind of stop them.
Yeah, it's the male human who's a bit taller, who's bickering with the dwarf, kind of turns over and says, "Oh, yeah, sorry. Did I do something?"
Oh, yes, not gonna bother you for too long. That pretty cool mask you have on your hip. Mind telling me where one could acquire it?
Oh, yeah, sure. Easy enough to do. Is just go inside of the city where the market stores are. There's a store called the Deathly Masquerade. They kind of sell them there.
There are these famous masks that protect you from the demon blight, aren't they?
Yeah. We just recently caught wind of this, I guess, new age invention, if you say well. So we give it a try. Haven't used it yet. I've been given a few warnings. Looks creepy as hell, but if it saves me from blight, I mean, worth the coin, definitely.
Anything that can give you an edge over those demons, right?
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell, wish I had that ages back. Yeah, so, you guys also in the business of killing demons and stuff?
You can say that, yeah. Yeah.
Anybody who walks outside the city is going to be in the business of killing a demon.
Well, either killing or running, right? Well,
Nobody sings about those that flee.
and that's where we're different. Well, nice to meet you. My name's Feruzio. Feruzio Gritz.
Masa Zeriel, nice to meet you as well. And these are my companions.
Elegant.
Orion.
Well, wish you good luck. If you want to acquire a mask.
Yep. Well, good luck with that, and hopefully we'll see you in One Piece when you get back.
Yeah, you too.
And he just kind of starts talking with the dwarf, and the dwarf is like,
What was that about? You know them? No, just nice people. Yeah, nice people. Okay. What have you done again?
and then they just kind of start talking. Yeah, so where do you go next, I presume?
I would,
For the shop.
yeah, I would look at my friends and be like, yeah, looks like we have our first clue.
Yeah, you then...
As we...
yeah?
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, as we walk away from them, as we're kind of... I just want to look around and see if anybody recognized us talking about the mask. Like, is it like a thing? Like, are people...
Hush, hush.
Yeah, did people kind of go like, oh, they're talking about the mask? Or is it kind of like just no one gives a shit?
Okay, making insight check.
Where
25.
are those roles in the campaign?
You can't have everything, right? Yeah, you just take a quick glance around you. You have pretty perceptive eyes. And the people that were aware that you were talking about the mask, because obviously not everyone, knows that you are talking about that specifically, don't seem to like kind of, go into like an outrage or start gossiping or stuff like that. It's more like a like new people have come here to get something. It's like when you're in a city and you have a very popular vendor, and then you see people talking about that vendor or new restaurants that just opened, And then the kind of small talk just sounds around it. It's like, oh, we just got kind of new people who are interested in that. And you hear like shush whispers of like, oh, it's like the fourth group this was, right? Yeah. Oh, man, it's pretty good, right? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of helping us out. Yeah. And people seem to be more like kind of impressed or generally positive of the kind of influx of people that are now coming to acquire the masks. Is the vibe you get.
It's interesting. I mean, don't like demons are, nobody likes the demons. The fact that I don't know, you would think people would be a little bit more skeptical about something that just so clearly is beneficial. Like, it's almost like a too good to be true situation.
But people will look for hope in the most odd places. Like, if this is giving them the hope that they can go out and feel a little bit more secure, they're gonna do it.
Yeah. It's not
That's for
wrong.
sure.
I mean, we should definitely have some.
What's that saying? See the best in things rather than the worst.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of worse out there, so when something weird comes up out of nowhere, it's just like, oh yeah, this is gonna protect you like indefinitely from the worst thing in the world. Like, oh yeah, cool. Anyway.
I guess it's kind of up to us to see if it's one of those other shams, like the famous talismans that are supposed to keep you young forever.
Yeah.
Okay, then you continue walking on. Pass by the inner gates. There seem to, like I said, be more guard stations here, and they're all just taking eye. Quick glance at all of you. Kind of just eyeing you up and down. Noticing that you're kind of mercenary. Some of them give you a welcome nod, but not much.
Wave back at them.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
make any intentions to halt you, and you kind of step through here. And as you go inside, the buildings inside of the city seem to be a lot larger, and the layout of the city also seems to be way more structured. So it is a part of the city that was probably planned and built, and not just randomly built, as you can also see at the structure of the walls. There definitely was perhaps even light crystals that manage to come to Tellus that have made them able to build these structures, as they are larger apartment complexes, which would be extremely difficult to build by hand during high storms and stuff like that. And so you're kind of impressed by the kind of more humble architecture that has taken hold of these smaller parts. And as you kind of step through to the city center, you can see another set of walls inside, which is what you'd presume to be the kind of main hall of where probably the mayor resides of Tellus. But there's a kind of more open market space or square that sits in front of the gate of this kind of separated district. And so you can see there are many stores open, most of them kind of selling fish or other goods, handmade knitted pulley sweaters or trinkets. Telling you can make a perception check as you're kind of just keeping out and looking for the market. Okay, that's an 11.
Oops, I totally rolled the wrong one. Why did it roll twice?
Just wanted to dance so bad.
I mean, I am subconsciously just beating on my drum.
It's
Of
just...
course, there it goes.
Okay, well, with 11 and 10, that would be more than enough because, well, it's just a marketplace that you have to try and find, and you see that on relatively close to where the main plaza or mayor's place is, there's a very small kind of building made out of stone and a kind of wooden plaque or not plaque, or wooden sign has been put outside where the mask has been engraved in both of the sides, and then with a black ink Deathly Masquerade has been painted on top of it. And then you can see that there's a door in which you can enter. No windows here, but the door seems to be open as you notice that a guy kind of steps out, also holding a mask in his hand as he kind of leaves the building. And he seems to be like a very tall, slender figure wearing robes, dark blue, long silvery hair, and very pointy ears. And you suspect him even to be a high elf as he kind of leaves with the mask, and he conjoins with the other group around the corner. But there the store is in front of you.
Okay. Walk right in.
All right. You step inside as you open the door, and as it swings open for you to enter, a small bell rings, informing the provider that someone has entered the room. And as you step inside, there's a bit of a musky smell of like a bit of dust and some other underlying tone that kind of hits your nose. And as you step inside, you can see it's the interior also fairly small, not very big. And there's a large edge table that kind of corners off one of the sides. Behind it, you can see an individual who's currently at the counter. And then on the left side and the right side, there are tables where the masks have been kind of laid out. And on a back table behind the individual, which is also behind the counter, you can see that there are these weird looking statues that have been placed there. Obviously, these statues that you would also know about that are kind of informed with the mask. Just as a reminder for maybe people who haven't seen them because they haven't seen the first one shot, I will just show them again how these things look like. There is a statue and the mask, both of which look kind of like this. The statues themselves seem to be made out of wood and have 3 heads, sometimes 4, sometimes only 2, and hands that come from the top of the heads clasping each other, and roots from where the necks would be, making a small, I don't know, stand, allowing the statue itself to just kind of stably stand there. And then the mask also seems to be made out of a dark wood material, bit of light white paint posted on it, engravings making a few marks on the mask connecting the eyes, one through the middle, and there are 3 green kind of gems that have been placed, one of them between the eyes, and one of them over, and one of them underneath, kind of also making a line going through the center line of the mask. And the individual who's standing behind the counter seems to be a male human, dark brown hair, kind of a bit messy on the front, and has like a shaved backside, has a dark kind of chin scrap beard and a bit of a mustache, very gloomy dark brown eyes, wearing very simple white shirt, and he's just kind of, you know, standing there. And then as you enter inside, he kind of greets you and says,
"Oh, well, welcome to the Deathly Masquerade, and from the looks of it, I think you've been intrigued by the news."
Yeah, it seems like you've got the merchandise of the year, don't you?
Definitely seems like it.
Is it yours, or did we just walk into the origin?
No. I definitely am the mastermind behind the creation of this wonder. I'm just a retail seller. I just ensure that these get on the market.
Oh, shame. Could have been interesting to meet, I guess, the famous creator. Anyway, another time, I guess. Yeah. Tell us about the merchandise here. We've heard a little bit We walked past. I imagine one of your more recent customers. They told us the whole deal. So you know, give us the rundown.
Yeah.
Sell us the merch.
Yeah, of course. Wow, yes, you're quite excited. Well, I think all of the rumors you heard are, well, mostly true. Depends on where you got your rumors from. These masks, idol masks, are things that will minorly protect you from catching demonic blight. Has the ability to absorb any demonic blight before it enters your own body. It kind of acts like a second body that you put over yourself. So you can see it as like a magnet. So instead of it kind of going inside of you, it would travel towards the mask itself as long as you're wearing it. However, and my boss and anyone who is selling these masks, we always have to put out the warning. So anyone who's carrying these masks does the right safety precautions, because it is still dangerous to wear these. So there are some side effects, which is if you wear the mask, it will impede you to a certain degree. It can be different for any person, and the more blight the mask consumes, the stronger the effects will be while wearing the mask. So it is not without setbacks. There are a few side effects that we are aware of, and so we usually recommend only to wear the mask if absolutely necessary. That is when, of course, you encounter a demon and have to, or expect to be caught by one of their attacks. Then it is most beneficial to wear these masks.
Wow, sounds pretty fleshed out. That's impressive, actually.
Yes, I mean, the group that I belong to has been working on this for quite some time. And it's our great pleasure that we finally have been able to create something that can be of use for the general public.
Yeah, I mean,
Do we know who is the genius group behind them?
Well, the project itself was funded and is kind of overseen by the Silver Lennox, and you guys would know Silver Lennox is one of the ruling guilds, in quotation marks, guilds you can say, of Tellus. They and the SSS, or 60 Stewards Merchant Guild, kind of were the first two guilds who came together to form a coherent government inside of Tellus. And is the Silver Lennox specifically is the military of Tellus now officially, and the guards that you saw outside with the silver plating armor belong to the Silver Lennox. So they are the ones who are kind of currently ruling it, and as he says, also the ones that seems to be providing financial support. Says we have been working for some time to develop protective measures for our own soldiers and mercenaries that are inside of Tellus, because, well, we don't have the manpower like the other countries to actively fight against demons. So, you know, we have to get a bit creative, and it seems like our efforts finally have some fruits and merit to it.
So are you keeping those efforts local? Is this just like a Tellus thing?
Well, for now it is. We have been trying to contact, I think, the other countries. I don't know so much on the political side. I will have to ask my manager. They are a bit more involved in the higher ups, but I'm pretty sure that efforts have been made to kind of so more people can get use of these. If you like, I could call the manager if you're interested in it.
Oh, I mean, if you're willing to get us some more information, I mean, it seems like something everybody would want, but it still feels, I don't know, there's something about it. It just feels like everybody would need to know that kind of information, but You kind of want to know what you're doing to your body.
Yeah. Well, maybe just the manager can answer some of your questions then. Like I said, I'm just a retailer. Like, my job is to sell them.
No, yeah.
Would you mind? I'd be very curious to take a look at one of them from up close, because so far we've only seen them attached to other people's equipment.
Oh, yeah, sure, definitely. Please, like, wares are here, and of course, inspecting them is well within reason. Please do. Like we said, we want.
Yes, obviously, as you said, I wouldn't want to straight up wear it here inside the shop, because it would probably hurt me somewhat. But
Yeah, the effects could, well, take effect.
yes. So I'll pick one of the masks up, and I would like to kind of look at it closely, and trying to figure out a little bit of how it seems to work.
Okay.
Kind of like look at the magical side of it, if you will.
Okay. Make first of all just an investigation check to check out the mask.
Yep.
I'll touch her shoulder and cast guidance.
Okay. Nice.
I'll add that D4. There you go.
17. Yeah, you kind of pick it up.
Yes.
It's fairly lightweight, but has some weight to it. You kind of move it around. Seems very solid. Doesn't feel like it's brittle at all, even though the texture might give you a different impression. Looking it over, probably first thing you would want to inspect are the 3 gems, because any magical item, most of their magic is within the gems itself. So you inspect them, and they look like very finely polished emeralds. It's your best guess, your first guess. You're no gemologist or duelist, so it's kind of difficult for you to tell, but your best guess, and with the knowledge you have, which you're an Inquisitor, so you do have more knowledge than your average person, would be that it's an emerald. And as you're kind of going over the texture and the bark, maybe trying to figure out of what kind of tree this was carved out of, one thing you realize is it's a bit soft, a bit softer than you expect. Like it's almost like rubber in a sense that you can kind of squeeze it, which is a bit weird. Smelling at it also doesn't really have a scent. Yeah, because wood usually has a quite strong scent, or as long as it isn't like sun-dried or stuff like that, it usually gives off some sort of odor. But you don't get any wood odor from this, and you can't really place the scent itself on anything specific. The best thing would be a combination of maybe dirt and sweat. It's the best thing I can describe this, the odor you get from it. Yeah, and as you kind of touch the protruding bits, so the quote-unquote horns and side things and chin things, they seem to be more solid and not as soft as the main mask portion itself. In fact, they almost feel like they're made out of a similar material as ivory. So that's kind of what you get. So the gems, presumably emeralds, and the kind of base face of the mask, can't really put exactly what kind of wood, or if it even is wood, for that matter. Very soft. And the horns, even though it kind of grows out of the mask, it doesn't seem like there are any seams which would suggest that it was attached to it. It seems like it grew out of it, but it's made out of a different material. Kind of almost like very hard, solid, like ivory.
I would definitely be telling that information to my friends telepathically.
Ah, yes, very nice.
Because I have an awakened mind, so I can speak to people within 30 feet of me through their brains. So you'd be fed the information directly in your head.
Okay. You can now make an Arcana check if you want to kind of, with this information, try and ascertain any magical properties that it might have now that you got more information about the base itself. 13. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of difficult to see in which ways it consumes demonic blight. Your best bet, obviously, are the gems. They must have something to do with it. That there's some sort of incantation or enchantment placed on it. However, you don't see any runes or magical scriptures on it that would suggest that, you know, something was inscribed on the mask itself. Only kind of thing that, you know, gives you or it has similar vibes as like a magical enchantment or incantation are the grooves that have been carved in to it. And maybe those are like kind of leading lines that channel the magic to go to certain places, and they all seem to be connecting to those 3 gems. So it might have something to do with that. The ends of the carvings also end in the horns themselves. So maybe the horns somehow absorb the demonic blight and then it kind of gets channeled to the gem, or maybe the other way around. The gem takes in the demonic blight and it channels it through to the kind of horn bits. So it is kind of still a bit unsure. You don't really understand how the magic here works, or if it even is magic.
I would ramble that into the other two's brains, like the nerdy magic talk of like, is it magical? Is it not? Blah blah. And, like they'd be fed that rambling in their brain. I'm just stood there in silence. Meanwhile, they're just.
It would also be during this time, as you're kind of investigating it, that he would call the manager. And you can see him kind of point in one direction, put his hands to his ear, and then take out a little wire and starts talking to it. You would recognize it as him casting the message spell. Or just say, yes, we have a few curious customers who have some questions. If you if you have the time, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. And he kind of waits for a moment and says, she will be here shortly. She's just finishing up some paperwork. But when she comes, you can question her about any other curiosities that you have. Definitely can answer more than I can.
That's great. That's amazing that that she's here. Wow.
Yes, we are trying to how should we call it? Yeah, we understand the kind of doubts that many people have. I mean, we are working with kind of demonic magic, or demonic energies at least, and a lot of people are skeptical, and so we want to do our best to provide as much transparency and safety that we can with those who wish to use the mask to ensure that the most benefit can be gained from them.
That's pretty honorable, honestly. You're bringing something so brand new to so many people, and I guess they're probably scared of what it does. They're scared of what the demons do. They don't know who to trust. It's just it's great that you guys are actually, upfront and caring about actually giving information.
Yes, I mean, we are learning from the mistakes of the Holy Lichniers, who tend to keep things to themselves, and we want to be the forefront of the opposite, trying to give things that can help the general public. I mean, in comparison to the other cities, we are still like a village, a larger village, of course, but we are a community of people. Like, each person here supports each other, and the benefit of one would be the benefit of another. And especially for the Silver Brigade, our military, and the Silver Linux, who have been now rigorously trying to work together to, ensure the safety of the people. Like, these masks will get us one step closer to a potential goal that we all have been dreaming of, and that is to maybe have a active, proper defense solution against demonic assaults. And this is one step closer to this realization. The only real problem we're facing right now is that we're just limited in how many masks we can make.
Sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, how many were in the store? How many were we looking at on display?
You were looking at about 6 masks, and there are 2 statues in behind. And so you can see that most of the tables are rather empty. More masks could fit there, but it seems like only 6 are currently in store.
How long does it take to make the masks?
I don't really know. Like I said, I'm only the retailer. So, like I said, information about the specifics and how exactly they're created, I don't know too much about. As soon as the manager is there, you can just ask her. I think she will be more than happy to provide you with information you need. And how's the mask after inspecting it? Does it seem alright?
My curious mind got the better of me. I'm very sorry. I love all things magical and curious and unusual, so I just wanted to take a look at it from the eyes of a magic user.
Yes, of course. Yes, makes a lot of sense. Well, I hope you may have gotten new insights.
It looks like a very well crafted thing, and it just gives me even more questions. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how it would fare in combat, and how well it would protect someone from that blight.
Yes.
I'm very curious though. It collects blight, but isn't there some point where there's just too much blight on the mask? What would happen to someone if that was to happen?
Excuse me, I misswallowed. Jesus Christ. Woo! Don't know what happened there. Got caught by a bit of dust. I should probably clean up here a bit. Yeah, well, so, like I said, it doesn't get rid of the blight. That's, I think, a misunderstanding that most people have. So the effects of the blight stays the same. So if too much blight gets collected, like I said, the effects will then eventually how's it called? Flood over to the next closest thing, which is the wearer then. And once it overfloods, the demonic blight cannot be kept inside of the mask, and the mask would at that point become useless. And so what I'm saying is you would be then afflicted with the demonic blight in the mask.
Okay, so it is kind of a first defense against blight, but if it gets overwhelmed by blight, you don't. It's not gonna blow up in your face or something. You're just gonna get affected by blight.
Yeah.
Like as if you got directly blighted the first time.
Yes, well, but like I said before, the more blight it carries, the stronger the negative effects you feel while wearing the masks are. So most people say they feel maybe a bit of nausea and a bit of paranoia while wearing the mask. So it's quite normal. That can be just a bit distracting. However, wearing it for a longer time will eventually lead to more exhaustion and can get out of breath as you struggle to breathe. Some people even have said that their lungs started feeling like they're collapsing, knees getting weak. So it does affect you on a physical level, but also a very strong mental level. So we suggest then, if these effects take place, do not wear the masks any longer, because they will then be more of a burden than a help. And which is why we have also developed these, and it shows to the statues. These are cryo statues, and these have the ability to then, if you place the mask on them, kind of absorb the blight that has been put inside of the mask. So it's basically just like an extra storage space that you can use, so you can wear the mask for a longer time.
I'm rather impressed with the detail, with the amount of work that's gone into this. I mean, no, I'm not shaming or putting anything down about, the village, but like, there's not a lot of like, luxury going around, and lots of work has gone into this. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, definitely. And at this point you can hear the door bell ring as a woman enters the room. You can see that she seems to be quite tall, long blonde hair, her sides are shaven, and very pointy ears, and these bright yellow eyes that kind of pierce over the room, looking at each of you, wearing dark purple robes, but she has like a yellow vest over it. And just from, her body composition, tall, very pointy ears, she also seems to be a high elf. She steps inside and she says, Winchester, you're still entertaining our guests, I see. Welcome to the Destiny Masquerade. I am the store manager. I was called here by Mr. Winchester. Her name is Doris. So I heard you have some questions that you'd like to have answered.
Yeah, we do.
The big one is, how do you make these? These are just so interesting.
Yes, a common question we get here, and I will be quite blunt. It's a bit of a grim procedure, and might disturb some of you. As you might have guessed, these things don't come, they don't grow on trees, even though they are made out of wood. How they are made is that when a individual dies because of a demonic affliction, we then take these bodies and are able to transform them into these masks.
What do you mean, transform them into the masks? Like, that sounds odd to me. Like, that must be some high-level magic.
You're muted, Skid.
Masa has like the mask in her hand, and she's like, "So you mean to tell me?" And she's kind of smooshing it with her thumbs. That's flesh, not wood.
Well, it's a mixture. Because what we do is, we take the slain corpse, which is still inflicted with blight, alright? And then we usually use magic to prevent the blight from spreading too fast, so the corpse doesn't turn into a demon. And this has to be done very quickly, and then we bring it to one of our headquarters, where then specific druids can channel a certain plant-based magic into the corpse, where then the demonic blight that has accumulated inside of the body is then kind of restricted and stationed there. so it kind of freezes, if you know what I'm saying. And as such, the druids then form this mask, and for some reason it just naturally takes on this shape. So this is not something we have designed. It just seems like through the effects that are being used and the magic created, this is the form it takes on. And then we use these emerald gems that are placed inside there to create an sort of opening. And then it's, for some reason, we do not fully understand how or why yet, but any other demonic blight that then kind of happens in the vicinity gets absorbed inside of that opening and remains inside of the mask.
How are these first discovered? I'm sorry if I'm pressing. This is so interesting, and I've heard very little about them, and I'm just a very curious person.
Make a persuasion check.
Jesus.
The bard, okay? That's what I'm good at.
I know, but
Where are those roles in the campaign?
They do not exist, it seems like. Yeah, she kind of smiles a bit and says, well, I'm just glad there are more people taking a bigger interest inside of this, because I think it can help a lot of people, and I will try, obviously, my best to explain. So, how we discovered is we have made many, or we have been trying to investigate demonic blight for quite some time now. Most of our investigations have been done in secrecy because it was mainly frowned upon by most people. Obviously, they would think that we are doing some weird shenanigans, but we were actually just trying to help the people to find means to defend ourselves. And so we just try to find ways in which we could periodically investigate either behavior of the blight, how it spreads. And one of our studies, which was dealing with the spread of blight after a person has died, has just found out that there's this certain effect that happens right after death where the blight accumulates. Almost like a sinkhole happens. And then through that, they crafted a few theories. And then after more tests and studies, we found out that actually the sinkhole, if we can retain the body as the individual dies, and we can keep the sinkhole open, the effect lasts, and it has this effect of just kind of taking in other demonic blights in the area.
That's so interesting, like, just to comprehend, like, how this process.
It's very, very interesting how you are able to use demonic blight to somewhat protect people from the demonic blight. It's very interesting how you're using this very bad thing and turning it into something good.
best cure for a hangover is another drink.
Yes, that is kind of the principle here. One of the main takeaways we had during our many trials of studies and tests is that there is no real way to avoid demonic blight, if you can say so. The effects will always be there and stay negative. The only thing that we can do is kind of just make the direction it goes to a different one. And that is all we're doing here. We aren't taking the demonic blight away, it's not disappearing, it remains there. We're just redirecting where it's going, which is instead of the wearer, it goes inside of the mask. So unfortunately, we have not found a cure for it. This is purely the first step, but we are confident that with more tests and more time, we might be able to discover new things that we could use to our advantage.
So, you said that it was your stock on this wasn't very high because it's hard to come by the ingredients to make, which is, from what you're telling me, it sounds very difficult. Is there any way that we can help? I'm finding this whole project be inspiring and the ability to help so many people.
Make another persuasion check. Holy shit!
Holy-
Oh my god! Holy shit!
Wow. Wow. Please, can we have Orion in the main campaign?
Oh my god!
Holy shit.
She kind of looks at you and says, "Oh, yes, yeah, we'd love to have new people who could help us. Hey, so surprised, it's the first time here and you're already this interested. Well, I have business to tend to in my store. However, if you want more details and about the procedure and stuff, you would rather want to talk with someone who's directly involved in the entire process. So I can give you the contacts to our main overseer in the city. It's Veren Corvanes, that's his name. I think he's not in town now at the moment. But if you stay inside of an inn or stuff like that, I can send someone to inform you as soon as he arrives back.
We haven't decided on any place yet, but that'd be wonderful. Can you recommend a place to stay?
Yes. Well, we have not the greatest selection of, places here, but if you are more well addressed with the higher ends of places to reside, food and accommodation, I would definitely recommend the Royal Heat Inn. It's just around the corner here. Or if you don't mind to stay in the more common areas, smaller inns, and maybe not such great of foods, the Cliffside Inn will best be suited for you. Whichever your taste.
Cute, and then I
Royal
just-
Heat Inn. Isn't it the place that overlooks the embassy?
Yes, it is. It is.
Somewhere down in the ocean, 3 corpses roll around screaming.
You mean 4?
4 corpses roll around screaming.
I just look at our group and which do you guys prefer? Just so we can let her know where we think we're gonna be.
I mean, if we're being real, we want to go high, right?
Hi, it is. So I turn back and so I tell her that's where we're gonna be. And then I'm like, if you fancy a drink later, come see me. And then I wink and then walk out.
You say, oh, could I have your names, please, before you leave, just so I know who to contact?
Orion Balladeers.
Right, Orion.
Pelican Side.
Again, Said.
Masa Zeril.
Very well. I shall remember these names, and I'll let you know when Veren Corvanes is back in town.
I'm already walking out the door.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, before we leave, I'm just gonna cast Prestidigitation on some of the dust in the store, just to clean up the area because of the coughing.
Yeah.
I got you. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Whew, I really should clean up. It's inspiring. And then he starts doing the same because he actually also has prestidigitation.
Oh, I mean, okay. Well, I'll take it back then. I'll just put the dust back down.
It's like, oh.
Oh, I almost just spit out my water on my computer.
Oh my god.
He's a jokester. Please don't take him too seriously, and I'll just start walking out.
And he's like, well, yeah, no worries. At least you gave me the idea to do it. And then he starts doing it. Yeah, so you step out, leaving the store and kind of go to your right, look to where Doris has pointed. And you can see a 3-story high establishment with red paint on the outside. There's a fancy sign with golden calligraphy written Royal Heat Inn with a set of double doors. And as you approach and I presume open to step inside, you can see a warm lit interior with a few lanterns hanging from kind of load bearing pillars. There's a desk on the right side, a kind of shelf on the wall with all the room keys that are inside of it, and a older man that has a bald head wearing a very fine suit, 3-piece suit actually, kind of standing there going through his ledger doing stuff. On the left side of the kind of interior hall space as you enter, there's a big lounge with a fireplace and kind of red matted couches and seats, and you can see a few patrons already enjoying the time there. And at the end of that room there also seems to be a bar of some sorts. At the very northern side of on the opposite side of the entrance there seem to be stairs that lead up to the second story.
I gotta be real. It seems a bit like how are they collecting these bodies to analyze the demon blight? Are
we
they
should
like
talk about
sending?
this. We should talk
I
about
mean,
this when there's not so many people around.
We should get a room and talk about it.
All right.
We have a very valid question.
Well, but
It is a very valid question.
shut my mouth.
Okay, can ask you kind of mingling there. The innkeeper kind of becomes aware of your presence, and he then just kind of perks up and says, "Oh, hello there. Are you wanting to acquire a room or staying here for the night?"
Yes, please.
Ah, okay. Well, first of all, welcome. I don't think I remember any of your faces. I think it's the first time here. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're fairly new to town.
New to town then. Oh, well, I'm very pleased to see that you have chosen my establishment, the Royal Heat Inn. My name's Kivia Heed, the owner and main presider of the inn, and I can guarantee you staying here, you definitely will not regret. We offer the best place for not only the best sleep, but also food while you reside within Nabor. So, how many nights and how many beds would you like?
I'm not sure how many nights, but 3 beds.
3 beds, separate or same rooms?
I just kind of look at the group.
Which is cheaper?
Which is cheaper? Well, one big room would probably be, well, no, that would be the most expensive. If you get a double bed and a single bed, that actually would be the cheapest option.
Then
Let's
we'll
do
do
that then.
All right then. Then I would just require some names.
Orion Balladeer?
And is it you that shall take the single room?
No, my lady friend will take the single room.
Very well, that can be done.
You can put it under the name Masa Azerial.
Master, very well. Noted. And I guess, yeah, that's all the names I need. Well, per night, it will be 5 gold then. It includes breakfast. And the keys I shall get you right now. Let's give you rooms number... Yes, I shall give you rooms number 7 and 8. So you are also right next to each other. And it kind of takes the keys behind them while simultaneously taking note of where you go. Number 8 is the double bedroom and number 7 is the single. I hope you enjoy your stay.
Question for the DM.
Oh yeah, you each have 500 gold.
Okay, thank you.
I should have told you that beforehand.
That's the main thing, because I was like, ooh, I'm gonna be broke. After one night, I'll sleep on the streets.
Before we go to our rooms, I'm gonna look at the bartender. Do you by chance offer shows for your patron during the evening?
Shows?
Do you need any live entertainment?
Oh, live entertainment. Always very welcome, but I have to first ascertain the quality of entertainment offered. I don't want any lily-dally running their muck around my establishment, if you know what I mean.
Well, of course. I'd be more than happy to audition.
Oh, talking for yourself then.
Our friend here is extremely talented. You would be surprised.
Well, I currently have 2 patrons that are sitting quite bored at the lounge. I think they wouldn't mind a bit of entertainment if you would offer them, and if they seem pleased enough, I might offer you a spot for today's evening main entertainment, if that is what you wish.
I look at my friends. Would you like to eat real fast while I go try to make us some money?
Listen, I'm gonna eat and watch.
All right. And then I start making my way to the lounge.
Okay, lounge is just a couple of feet away. You can see 2 somewhat elder individuals that are sitting there, just kind of having a early dinner, it seems like, and just chatting with each other. They kind of look over as you walk by, but then kind of just concentrate on the food again. And there's this a small podest area that is put in front of the fireplace that is there. Kind of more than enough for maybe like a lone lute player or flute player, and definitely more than enough for you to kind of stand there, but definitely more for solo shows. There isn't a space for big entertainment, stuff like that. So what does Orion wish to do?
I'm gonna go up to the stage and be like, hello, patrons. What was the name of the place again that we're at?
Royal Heat Inn.
Of the Royal Heat Inn. I am Orion Balladeer, and I am going to perform a song for you.
The 2 patrons kind of look at you curiously, look at each other, and just kind of nod. It's like, okay.
And I just kind of start clapping side to side for a second, and then I just start going to town on my drum and singing a song about a night in a night with a lovely lady.
Okay. Yeah.
On my little drum.
Then make a performance check. Holy shit. What the fuck? One of the age-old tales about a knight and a lady. Different legends from different parts. Probably the original story comes from Canaan, but you've kind of modified it to make it accessible for everyone to enjoy. And that is probably the awe-inspiring part that captivates the 2 patrons that are here. And you can see that their focus soon shifts from their food and themselves towards the tale that you're spinning. And though you only use drums, somehow the atmosphere and scenes become so impactful and visually appealing to the two patrons that at the end of your loving tale and poem and song or whatever it is, they start to stand up and clap and just kind of show you with confidence and say, this rendition of the lady, it really brought me to tears. I mean, I have heard this tale so many times as a young child, but it was truly a piece of artwork. I mean, please, by all means, it kind of takes out his coin pouch. Here, you truly deserve this. You young lad are magnificent. A prodigy, if I do say so myself. More people like you should have their voice heard. And it kind of just gives you the pouch. Amazing. I hope I can see you again.
Well, this was an audition of sorts, and I am hoping I will be playing this evening.
Oh, I'll ensure that. Kiva, you must have her on again this evening. I mean, truly, if that is just the audition, I want to see what their main show is. It truly, I mean it by the bottom of my heart. You have enlightened my day. I don't know what it is.
Glad.
It's the rhythm of the beats. It's the passion in your voice. It's something really. It resonated with me.
It's the drums. It adds a whole nother just element and feeling behind it.
Yeah. Like the groove. Like I just wanna. You can feel like when the knight is riding on the horse, the galloping that you kind of mimic with the drums. It's like I'm there. It's like I am with the knight, as if the knight is carrying me.
I'm so glad you loved my rendition.
I must know your name.
I am Orion Balladeer.
Orion
And I
Balladeer.
just kind of bow in the most elegant, flashy way.
Yeah. I shall remember your name, and once again, truly, thank you.
Thank you.
And he kind of just goes back and sits down with his partner, and they just start talking about what magnificent art their ears were allowed to witness, and kind of just spawn over you. And in the pouch, she gave you 25 gold,
Sweet.
which is a fucking lot for a guy
That's
out
a
of
lot of money.
Narwhal.
It just paid for our rooms for a couple nights.
Yeah.
But he just gave over his life savings.
I mean, with a 30 performance shake, he might as well. Kiva kind of looks at you from across the room, and I presume you kind of make your way halfway there. And he says, well, I guess that is settled then. A spot for today evening definitely belongs to you. I was not expecting that a simple child's tale would carry so much weight. I think I have to rethink some of my own thoughts. I am more than impressed.
Thank you. I do my best. I aim to inspire all.
You definitely have inspired me. That is for sure. Yes, please. I hope you will enjoy your rooms even more now. In fact, I think dinner will be on the house for the entire crew.
Well, thank you. Your generosity is most kind.
Oh, no, please. For talent, there's always space.
Could we have it served to us in our room?
Sure, that can be easily done. No worries. One of my servants will come over.
I think we'll be in the double room. We have some stuff that we need to discuss as a group, so we'll be in the double room.
All right, then 3 meals shall come to your rooms.
Thank you. And I bow and start making my way to the room.
Okay.
As I walk next to the guy and like the little podium or stuff, I'm just gonna tap my fingers on it and say, "Told you he was talented," and just walk to the room.
He just kind of looks surprised and say, "Marvelous! Marvelous!" He just says. and you step towards your rooms. Okay, yeah, you go to your rooms. Go to room number 8 in the second story, and as you kind of enter inside, you can see that there are 2 beds next to each other. In front of each bed is a chest where you can put your belongings. It seems to be well furnished, at least, and the wood is nice, kind of glazed over. There are 2 paintings hanging over each of the beds, and yeah, these seem to be also larger beds, like a bit smaller than king size. Like technically 2 people could fit on each bed, but the room itself seems to be a bit, you know, it's comfortable for 3 people to chill inside of here, basically. But there are no desks or chairs or anything. There are only the beds and the chest. But yeah, it's...
Check under the bed.
Okay, make a perception check.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
11. Okay.
I was gonna say I would guide him.
Does a 17 hit you?
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Don't do that to us.
Oh
Rocket
man.
jumped out at me.
You look-
For our
Yeah.
viewers,
Yes.
in our first campaign before we started streaming, our lovely friend over here, Greg, his character was almost assassinated because the guy was hiding underneath the bed.
In this very inn.
Yep.
And I believe in this room, perhaps?
I think we were room 3 that time.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember exactly, but it was that very specific inn.
Yep. It wasn't this room. No. Kai and Veltari were sharing a bed,
Right.
which is why
Right.
Kai, against all odds, managed to wake up. Yeah. However,
Yes.
different campaign. But I think this is also a good point where we will take a quick break. 1.5 hours have already passed. I think it's a good time to kind of cool our minds. And yeah, we're gonna be back in a quick sec. So, see ya, guys, in a minute. Bye. And we are back. These little peeps are putting some things back together. Maybe finding out if they're correct or not. So you are inside of your rooms alone this time. So, what do you like to do?
So your question about how are they getting their bodies? Yes, that is a very valid question, and I really
are
want
they
to
just
know.
like
but we-
hiring people to send out to get demoned?
But they said
Well-
that they have to like know when they die. So like, are they trailing
my point.
people?
I mean, at first, when she started talking, I was like, oh, they're probably collecting the bodies of the mercs that unfortunately died during their duty, but then that would mean they would be following them. Then what's the good of following them if you're trying to keep your people in and send others to the danger, right? So there has to be another way that they're
Like, I don't know.
I mean, it'd be weird if they. Well, it would be weird, I guess, but maybe they're advertising jobs that are seemingly, random. Go out and do this, collect this, find this, whatever. And people are doing it because they want money. They'll go out and do it. But they know where they're sending these people. There's probably a demon or something. Or, they, like we said, they can track them and they know where they're going and can collect bodies after. Surely there's some kind of like control happening.
Maybe
And-
when we meet this person, we'll be able to find out more.
And also, there are fields and farms around, so I'm sure there's livestock and people that unfortunately get randomly attacked or stuff. Because they said bodies, but they did not specify really human bodies, animals. I'm guessing more towards humans, but
I wonder if different kinds of bodies will protect different. Like, if you wear a mask from a human, is it different than if you wore a mask from a half-orc? Is it even one mask per body? Are they like are they melting bodies together to make a product? I don't know. We're gonna have to get ourselves out on one of these quests somehow. If it even is a quest, I'm just assuming my own suspicion here.
When we meet this lady that is going to be reaching out to us, I think I might be able to charm him enough to, bring us in on the loop. If we just show extreme enthusiasm, it might give us more information. How are your acting skills? Can you act like you truly are interested and excited about it?
Oh yeah.
I don't know how convincing that was.
About a +2 worth of convincing. I mean, I don't know how long I'll be able to keep up the charade, but
We need it just long enough to possibly being taken on an outing to retrieve these bodies.
I think that would be the ideal. Let's see how this goes. And perhaps it would be good to have our story straight also, because I don't expect them to give the information for free to anyone like this just because we
And-
show enthusiasm.
yeah, I mean, they gave quite a bit of info. That's why I kept specifying I'm impressed with the amount of info that they're giving out. It's almost, I mean, it's like a front. We just walked in off the street and we're like, hey, we're interested. Tell us everything about this mysterious product. And they went, okay, here it is.
That was very interesting. But maybe it is that they want to be kind of transparent, so that they can't have people rioting after them for hiding important details.
It is refreshing, compared to the Lichnias, that's for sure. It is somewhat concerning, though, because, well, depending on how open they are about their methods, we might not want that to fall into any particular people's hands that could do pretty bad things with it.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, the fact that they were giving away so much information makes me think that something equally or worse is happening behind the scenes. Like, they're trying to be so upfront and open about everything because something horrible is going on. Making people believe that everything's okay. Here's all the information. It's so clean. We're good. We're doing good for everybody. And people walk away going, hey, cool. That's really nice. We're going to be saved. Without realizing that people are being trafficked or used or bodies being collected and
I wonder.
So what do we think?
I wonder if there's anyone that you guys might be able to talk to while I'm performing tonight. Maybe with the noise, people might be, with a little convincing, you might be able to get some people to talk to you about what they know.
Well, I'm sure someone's probably willing to talk, but are you going to perform for like 2 hours, giving us time to schmooze everyone who comes, or?
Well, typical shows last for a little bit. Like, they're not just like a one and done.
No, you're right.
So it might
Yeah,
give
we
you
can-
time to schmooze.
Prestidigitation.
It's so dusty over here.
For being such a high-end place.
Who's that? Who's coughing?
The walls are coughing.
There's actually someone underneath your bed that comes out now. It's like, sorry.
Just kick him.
It's a-
Get out. Yeah, I mean, we can talk or at least listen to see if anybody's I mean, they're not just gonna walk in and start talking openly about masks, I don't think, without being pushed for it.
Maybe, like, if you see somebody that has one.
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. We kind of need to. Get somebody with one involved somehow, and
Maybe those people that we talked to earlier.
yeah, we can go out looking for them. They were walking out the gate, though, or
Yeah,
towards the gate.
true, but if they come back.
You know what? I'm also intrigued by the type of clientele that's going on, because we saw the mercenaries, whoever they were. They're just us. They're normal. They're regular, whatever. But then the, fancy guy who walked out of the store before we went in. It's two completely different clientele. I mean, everybody wants to be protected, but does he look like someone who's realistically going to be running out into the wilderness looking for demons?
Maybe they're not, like, looking for it. Maybe they're anticipating travel. And like I said earlier, like, even the littlest thing that could help keep them safe.
Yeah.
Especially if you live outside of the city walls and you don't necessarily get the protection from the guards or something.
True.
Exactly. So many options.
How long until showtime, so to speak?
I'm not sure. They're supposed to be bringing us food soon, so maybe we can find out then.
Oh, true.
When you chill for a bit, after like an hour or half an hour or so, food will come. As someone knocks at the door.
You get up to answer the door.
An assassin, hide under the bed.
Does a 16 hit you?
That would indeed.
Okay, then you take. No, I'm joking. I just
I was like, wait, really?
going one
Going
step further and further and further.
Yeah.
Until at the end it's like, no, I'm not joking this time.
No, you're dead.
No, this kills you, right? 50 necrotic damage. Yeah, you open up and there seems to be a half-elven lad that has a tray with food on it, kind of decked over with silver platters. And he said, "Here's your food, good sir."
Thank you. I do have a quick question.
Yes?
Do you know what time showtime is? Like, what time I might need to be on stage?
Yes, usually it's around 8, so it will be in about 2 hours, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I forgot to ask earlier. I was just so excited with my performance.
No worries, no worries. However, we would like our providers of entertainment to be there at least half an hour earlier. Just so we can get situated.
Sound check.
Of course.
Yeah, if that's all. If anything else you need, sir?
I don't think so. And I look behind my back. I look over my shoulder. All right, no, we're
All
good.
good.
Thank you.
Okay. Kind of stands there for a second.
I take the food.
I reach into my pocket and I give him like 2 silvers.
Thank you very much, missus. And then he kind of just pockets it and then closes the door and then rushes down. Happily.
It's sad I work in hospitality and didn't even think of that.
Tipping.
Yeah. Stuck up performer in the green room, just like, okay, thanks, get out of here.
Yeah. You all have nice fine meals with some lamb chomps that have been kind of steam roasted in nice mushroom sauce with a side of broccolis and fresh cut carrots.
Oh, fancy.
Jesus.
Yummy.
Yeah, you're in the
Yummy.
fancy restaurant.
Holy
Holy
shit.
Yeah. Man, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Fuck. Yeah, so you got your food and also you all have been served to the side of you too a bit of ale as well. That kind of accompanies your drinks. So anything you would do until the show starts?
Yeah, I mean, the probably the easiest way to see if we can get people who have a mask to come in would be to go out and drum up attention for you. You know, get people involved, get people excited, and maybe we can like take a look and see if anyone's walking around with masks hanging on their body. And kind of be like, hey, come on in, we have a show, you know.
Great idea. I could like just kind of walk along the streets. I have a viol that I could play and walk and try to encourage people to come see me for my full show.
Yeah, I mean, just to add to it, prestidigitation, some sparks and little like sparkler things, get people excited.
Oh, that would be cool.
I could go to like the main square and make an announcement with a booming voice to call on in people.
Sounds like a great plan, honestly.
It's a way to
They
get a lot
probably
of
haven't
people.
had this much advertising.
Right? We might get our rooms comped. You never know.
Well, we don't have too long. I mean, let's go outside and see what kind of people are out there. What we can see.
We can do
Let's
that real quick too and
Carve
come
our
back.
food down. I'm gonna eat the meal while it's hot.
I'm not stopping you.
And just like start eating really
Mhm.
fast.
Chowing down on those lamb chomps. Yeah, you kind of quickly demolish your food, and I guess step outside with filled stomachs back onto the streets, and then tell me how you wish to proceed with your plan. As the kind of people who are now there as the evening hours are now approaching slowly. You can see the astral vestige making its appearance again, as the now kind of more warmer colors tint the sky as the sun is proceeding to hide themselves behind the horizon. But you can also see that many people are also preparing themselves to go back to their own homes, preparing for the evening. Many of the stores have already closed, but there's still a lot of people kind of milling about, enjoying the rather, moderate temperature. It's about maybe like a comfortable 12 to 13 degrees Celsius, which is 60 Fahrenheit.
How much you said?
Like 13 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
65-ish.
Like a moderate
60, 65.
warmish day. People wearing long sleeves, some kind of dare to go with the t-shirt out. Yeah, and the marketplace, there just seem to be people going about their own days, kind of ending off the day that has now transpired. So, what would you like to do?
Well,
Just-
my first thing is look for anybody who might have a mask on them,
Okay, make a perception check.
and those will be the first targets.
I just start playing my viol and kind of skipping along.
Wait, was the 11?
What
Did,
the?
did you roll accidentally twice?
Isn't the 11 for checking under the bed?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
earlier.
I was a bit confused. Like, was it?
Oh yeah, I was like, there was only
It's-
one dice roll on my screen.
Oh my god.
No, it's the joke roll from earlier.
Yeah. Or it was a very real.
Or not. Who knows?
No one was there, and if you hadn't had checked, maybe someone was there. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, yeah. 820 is very good, and you can see, well, before any events happening, before Owen starts going crazy with playing the drums, scanning around. Most people are normal people, and they're just, going the business. They don't seem to be carrying any masks. However, as you kind of go by to the main square and look at also the walls where some of the guards are that are stationed outside, and see that a troop of guards currently is entering back inside of the main inner walled parts of the city, you can see that they actually are carrying masks. The guards themselves. And looking around, you do eye the high elven figure that exited the store, as you noticed, actually enter inside of the Royal Heat Inn shortly after you kind of leave. And they, as you know, also carry a mask, and they are accompanied by another individual. Seems to be a smaller form, still has like somewhat pointy ears, kind of slender but very thick forearms, and this seems to be a Vinthra, which is a half elven, half dwarvish individual. Very tight leathers, which kind of accentuates his slender but small form. And he has like 2 daggers on his side, and also is just kind of carrying his mask on one of his shoulders. He kind of just tied it around there, and they both enter the Royal Heat Inn after you kind of went out. Other than that, those are the only people you actually see that are wearing any masks. Those 2 individuals and then some of the guards that just entered inside.
Hey, well, we can get the guards' attention maybe and see if they want a little post-shift entertainment.
As he says that, I just pick up my skipping and start making my way over by the guards and start singing about the royal head in.
Oh, you with what intent? Are you just singing to be good?
I am singing to like, come to the inn, come see me. I'll have a grand show.
Okay, so you kind of so you're advertising yourself.
Yes.
Self-advertising.
Okay, then first make a performance check. Oh my god!
Oh my
What the
God.
fuck? Holy shit!
Okay, guys, new campaign.
Just stay here. I mean, what the fuck?
I need to make Orion for.
Oh my god.
This is insane.
It is insane. It's crazy.
Oh fuck.
I think I've been choosing the wrong classes, guys.
Yeah, I think too. Like, Jesus Christ. So, you go out, you start. Well, are you using your drums again, or are you using your other weird instrument?
I'm using my viola.
Oh, viola.
I'm-
Okay, yeah, you
Yeah.
start spinning those tunes. And presumably not a lot of arts come around here. Art, music is a luxury, which people in Naba do not have. And so seeing a musician, a very talented one, that kind of piques everyone's interest, and they become very focused on you, with a very pleasant surprise to have a performer just out on the streets giving a basically free performance, and can immediately see as you start, singing and playing your viola, a large group their attention gets focused onto you, and a crowd starts to gather around you and kind of follow you as you start singing the song. And the guards' interest also as well gets captured, first because of the large group that has formed, but then immediately enthralled by your musical capabilities, spinning the nice tales of your current arrival inside of this new adventurous place, discovering mysteries from far lands, and that you have come here to, help the people, and that you are staying at this magical place that is protecting you and giving you the sleeps that you need. Kind of just weaving this insane story about how you're just basically visiting an inn, but putting so much pep and spice to it that it seems like the most amazing shit that has ever happened. Basically making a live tabloid as you're kind of singing along. And the people just buy it. They love it. They fucking love it. They start cheering. As soon as you're finished, everyone starts clapping. Some of them start like laughing in joy, and just kind of are very, in quotation marks, blessed of this eventful day that has occurred. And many people come up to you and want to shake your hands and say how great it is, and just say, "Oh my god, I never realized we had such a magical place in our own town. I mean, truly, your tune is like honey to my ears. Thank you very much." And you said you are today performing at the Royal Heat Inn, is that correct?
Yes,
As
it's
soon
8 o'clock.
as soon as they're done doing that, Masa would just do like a grand thing like this, and with thaumaturgy project her voice and be like, "Come see the wonderful Orion Balladeer tonight at the Royal Heat Inn, 8 o'clock. A one-time performance. Be there."
Yeah, and people are going crazy. They're like, "Oh my god, why the Balladeer, why the Balladeer? Isn't he famous or something like that?"
Sparkles.
Yeah. And everyone's like, "Holy shit, yeah, we have to go there." One other dwarf man approaches. Lord, could I maybe be so upfront on us? Is there a price? Is there a price to watch here, or is this for free?
Just, I believe it's a free show. You just have to buy your drinks at the bar.
Oh, yes. It is what the night is all happen very often here. Thank you very much. Blessed be. I should take my wife and my children. This crazy Mr. O'Brien. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I shall see you in a couple of hours then. He kind of steps away.
Yes, please bring your friends.
As the kind of go around here, and you can see that one of the guards now also has approached, and seems to be a male human, says, "Oh, quite the song you spoke there. I wonder what he'd in. It's sorry to be that front, but we don't get a lot of musicians around here. Usually the ones that do don't really make a bit of a spark. Just curious, where do you come from?"
I come from everywhere. I travel, I perform, I learn new stories.
Oh, yeah, well, that's amazing to hear. Well, just keep up the good work. I see. If my shifts should be over, I would love to hear that beautiful voice again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No, thank you, actually. Thank you. And he kind of just...
Music should be enjoyed by everyone.
Yes, I agree. And he kind of just then walks past, and the other guards also just kind of, give you a shaking nod. And in the meanwhile, some people would have given you also some coin. So you would have collected 24 gold this time from just people giving you stuff. Which is an accumulation out of a lot of copper, silver and stuff, but everything together would be 24 gold. Which is, once again, a lot! Coming
I'm
from
almost up to 550.
Coming from these poor folk that basically have zero money. And a great steam was made, and you're confident that with the gossip that's going around, the Royal Heat Inn will be fucking packed as shit when your show starts.
That's the goal. Too bad we're never rogue to pickpocket.
We've just completely disregarded the entire story right now. We're just, this is all about the bard.
This is a side quest, and it's a very important side quest before we get on to the main mission.
Well, we're waiting for this lady to come meet us anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly. Might as well make the most of our time.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens if you got a bard. So, what is your plan now?
I kind of go over to Massa and be like, okay, I know it was my idea, but like, what are we realistically going to be trying to do here while Orion's performing? We're not just going to be like, hey, tell us about the mask. Like,
might as well enjoy the show, and then we can have a talk in the room.
would you want to kidnap people and bring them up to the room?
Oh, no. More like, hey, you... My brain did not register that phrase correctly, and now I realize that I said something very stupid. Very sorry about that.
Come to our room.
Ooh. I don't know.
What if, hold on. What if we randomly select a winner and they can come and spend time up in the green room with the performer after the show?
Oh, maybe it's that elegant dude.
See?
I had the
This is-
mask.
see?
We could... Yeah. That might work.
You can,
I mean-
Orion, you can do your little charming thing maybe and get him on board, see if he wants to come up.
We can try.
This is terrible.
This sounds so wrong in so many ways.
This is horrible.
This is so fun. What are you talking about?
Oh, Jesus.
Like, what information are we looking to get out of people here?
Like, just see if they've been as transparent with everybody as they've been with us, or if it's different stories that they're being told.
Right, good idea. Smart.
Because if people are getting told different things, that's even more suspicious.
True. Didn't think of that.
And if they know anybody that has gone on a mission to help procure, pieces to build more. If there's people been missing lately.
Yep. And then old elegant dude over there is probably surely he's involved, right?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I can definitely charm him and be like, you win! A one-on-one session with me and my crew.
Yikes.
Yep.
In some
101.
dangerous territory here.
Yeah. Only thing missing is a bit of cocaine and some hookers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Means a thought. But that's the type of information that we could acquire.
Yeah, and start laying the seeds, I guess, during the performance, and just be like, oh shit, you have a mask, like that's really cool, like did you buy it here, have you used it yet, blah blah blah.
Yeah. And just even if we don't see that many people with masks, you guys could ask if people have gone missing. Or what's going on around town? I'm new.
Tell me about all of the missing people.
Just trying to figure out the lay of the land. You gotta be creative, man. Creative.
That's pretty much your job, but we're just here to back you up, evidently.
Hey, I'm trying to help.
You're doing a good job. All right. And go back inside, I guess, and see what the vibe is like inside as the people get ready for the show.
Oh man. The innkeeper's probably like, what the heck?
Yeah, because as the first person who will start talking to you, because as you go inside, the shack's fucking filled. Even though there's still 1.5 hours to go before the show actually starts, people are already reserving seats. And kind of taking chairs, putting in place, and just sitting on them to have the best spot possible for this amazing one-time show. And Kiva or Mr. Heat comes to you and says, well, my goodness, I never had this large of a group inside of here ever for any sort of occasion. What have you done?
Well, we went out on the streets and I sang a song about me being here and how this place of yours is so grand and elegant and how I'd be performing for one night only.
Whatever it is that you have said, I wish to hire you. Please.
I'm very, very flattered.
It's like the business is booming. I mean, look at the people. They are ecstatic.
I don't know how long I'll be in town, but how about this? Every time I'm in town, I promise to do a show for you.
That sounds amazing. I cannot stop the wings of a free bird such as yourself. I assume your inspiration flies from the wind as the soaring creature that you are, and I will be more than happy to take you in whenever you are in town.
Deal, and I go to shake his hand.
Shakes his hand. I might have to upgrade. And
We'll see what kind of revenue we bring you tonight.
oh, I mean, the people have already started drinking. Like the bartender's gonna have a handful tonight. I can assure you that. Any drinks you want, please. It's on the house. I mean, you have already done
For
so
my
much.
friends too?
For your friends too. You three have been such great luck for me. I mean, whew, that's business for an entire boss, I say.
Glad we could help.
No, please. Thank is all mine. Oh, it seems like more customers are coming in. Yes, no, the other seats are in the back room. Thank you very much. No, please. Yes, I know I'm great. Don't worry. Yes, sign to me personally now if you want to see more. Yes, no worries. And they kind of just starts to talk with some of the patrons that are arriving newly inside of here.
Well, I think our mission so far is success.
Apparently so.
So what do you guys do now? Do you just wait till the show starts, or do you want to do something while the crowd is mingling?
I would probably wait, but like I would wait in towards the entrance to kind of have an eye on the crowd and see if there is anyone that could be interesting to our true purpose. Like I don't know, someone that looks perhaps higher up in the Silver Linux, or someone that has a mask, something like that. But I would just kind of hang out back a little bit to kind of keep an eye on things.
Okay, I'm making perception check.
It was almost good. It's not terrible, but it was almost like good.
Yeah.
The bar's packed.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Like, a lot of people are moving around, going here and there, and people are starting to get tipsy. So yeah, you are have a difficult time kind of looking over, and some people like recognize you being the one who kind of, you know, introduced or advertised Orion or Orion, and so a lot of people actually come up to you and ask questions about Orion, where they come from, what their act is going to be, how is their show going to be comprised, what songs can we expect and stuff like that. So while you're trying to focus on other people that interest you, a lot of uninteresting people just come to you and grab your attention away, making it a bit difficult to see anyone interesting inside of the crowd itself. Like I said, you do see the elegant elven individual that Telegan has already kind of pointed out, and you also see a few guards have made their way here, and you do see also on the outside, as you're kind of standing by the door, a set of guards actually have now and still in uniform kind of came up to the tavern, and it seems like an extra safety protocol has been made just because a large group or crowd has gathered, and just ensuring, okay, in case something gets messy, you know, there's like security at the ready. So there are some active guards standing by the side.
We need to know the fancy guy's name, so when we make the announcement that he wins the one-on-one.
Is he
I love
even
that that's
here?
the plan now. Yeah, he came in as we left. He was walking in.
Okay.
Is he? Did he go and sit with his buddy like alone, or are they mingling with people? Do people seem to like recognize him?
You can make a perception check.
Guidance.
Was that a D4?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a
Nice.
26. Holy shit. Yeah, you kind of recognize him very quickly. Like, there's no personal space here anymore. Like, you will be mingling whether you like or not, just because the room is so fully packed. And you can see that he kind of gets a bit annoyed that it's so fully packed now. And he seems like a guy who usually likes to have his space, so he uses that time to kind of go with his friend and go out, and the friend always seems to be accompanying him, and they go out to get like some fresh air. They don't seem to be all that interested in the show. They wanted to see the show, but it seems like just the crowd is kind of putting them off a bit. However, there's another thing that you kind of notice as you kind of step outside, and the streets are now mostly empty, and they're just hanging out at the side of the Royal Heat Inn, kind of just talking with each other. And you can overhear a bit of the conversation that is saying like, man, this bard is doing some crazy stuff. Like, I didn't expect this. We just wanted to have a chill time. But as they're kind of standing there, seeing behind them at the Deathly Masquerade, you can see that the guy is now also closing his shop. But before he does it, you can see that the manager kind of goes up to him and just hands him something, and then he kind of goes back inside, and then comes out and then locks the door. And they too also seem to be making their way to the Royal Heat Inn. As you then see that the or the storekeeper and the manager kind of come there, and the manager kind of recognizes and sees you, and is like, oh, well, we heard about some news of a talented Orion balladeer having a performance today, and we thought, well, we know a bit about them, like, why not see what they have to offer?
Come to the right place. Happy to see you come on by.
Yes, gladly. Don't get a lot of good bards around here, and definitely this kind of uproar, definitely do not want to miss it.
Great. Well, it might be hard for you to find some space in there, but I'm sure you probably can somewhere.
I shall try my best. And she kind of then steps inside, and you can see Winchester also just gives you a friendly nod, and then also starts to try to press himself inside of the large crowd that is gathered there.
I'm just getting ready for the show in like the little backstage area.
And I'm gonna pull Masa aside and be like, and say, okay, so those two, the fancy elven men, they seem to want to be on their own. And across the street, back at the store, I just saw, when they closed up, I just saw them like hand something to each other. They were doing some weird thing and they went back inside. Anyway, I was like talking like just super whispery, like just so no one else can hear. It might be a good idea to like, can we sneak over there and see if we can get a peek inside or get inside somehow while the commotion is happening here? Get.
I only heard the last part of it. I'm very
Great.
sorry. My brain was out. So sorry. That is 100%
That's okay.
on me.
That's all right. I was gonna say, these guys, the fancy elven guy and his companion, seem to want to be, you know, they don't want to be inside where it's crowded. They looks like they want to kind of just be on their own. But also across the street, at the store, they closed up and came across the street, but it looked like they were talking about something really quick before they locked up, and she handed him like a piece of paper or something, and he went back inside and closed the door. Anyway, while this is all going on here, maybe we can sneak over there and see if there's anything in the store Like, can we get in the store? Or, like, go around back, see if there's anything, traces of stuff?
We probably could do a small investigation, but we would have to do a quick in and out. I don't want to. I don't want to be in there when the show ends.
Of course not. But, I mean, we're assuming it's going to be a long show. Maybe. But yeah, I don't want to spend like an hour in there, but if we can just kind of like peek in a window or try to get inside the back door or something, if there is a back door. It might be the best time to do it when everybody else is off the street. Most people are in here paying attention to the show.
Yeah, I think it would be it would be a good idea to do that, but we'll have to be very careful and again, just do it quickly and then come back.
Yeah, of course. Of course. So now I guess we'll wait until perhaps showtime, and right as it's just maybe a few minutes into the show, I'll, just go outside and pretend like I'm getting some air and then move on from there.
Do you let me know this new plan so I don't call out this person?
That's a good idea. Yes.
Okay.
We'll go over and give Orion a little pep talk in the corner and explain the plan. See if you can keep the show going for as long as you can. Keep energy up, and we'll try to be quick.
Okay. Oh, dang it only lasts for 10 minutes. I was gonna say I'll give you a bardic inspiration, but it doesn't last very long, so never mind.
No biggie.
Okay. Then, I guess, kind of Telegon and Masa, you just chilling on the ready for Orion to start their show. Then, yeah, after 2 hours is ready, Mr. Kivor announces you and then says, "Welcome, dear Ferris, today to a very special evening, an event that will take place every single day. This is a truly maybe not lifetime experience, but you can definitely treat it as one." Some of the people start laughing and kind of clapping. But as I am aware that all of you have definitely heard that we have an incredible guest visiting and performing today on our own personal stage here at the beautiful establishment of the Royal Heat Inn. Going to make a bit of a show. You will be surprised on how long they will actually entertain us with different magical tales of own personal stories, big and deep drama and songs about love and discourse. I'm talking, of course, about the one and only Orion Balladeer. Please give a big applause to welcome her up on the stage. Him on the stage, excuse me. And
prestidigitation and make the sound of clapping even louder.
People start roaring as you go on the stage. Actually, I have the environment here for maybe not the drums. Oh, actually, yeah, there it is. People start shouting and screaming that you are coming on to the stage and are cheering. And you can see some people even throw a few flowers there. So, I shall leave the stage now, and we can all enjoy this evening together for this special occasion. Please, Orion, the stage is now all yours.
I come out, and I'm in the most, elegant costume. ever. Like, it's very flowy and just like if I move, like it moves with me, and it's just very elegant. Dark green colors. And I have my viola and then my drum. I'm gonna, hello, hello, hello. I am here to perform for you. Let's do this. And I go boom, boom. And then I start singing about my journey from one end of Tellus to it where we're at now and how I got there.
Oh, okay. Basically, Felan to Narbor. A great venture, to be sure. Then, can start us off with a performance check and see how. Oh,
Before.
Yeah.
I want to add something. While he performs
No.
his first song.
What the fuck? Yes, please continue, Skid. Please continue.
Okay, I might not do anything, but anyways,
No, do.
like while he does his first song, I'm guessing what's his name? Telegan and I are kind of waiting for the first song to be over so people are captivated. So during the first song, I'm just behind there just casting silent image to kind of illustrate the
tale.
the tale that he's doing.
My God.
I love
This
it.
is-
What is
We're doing a
happening?
full-on show. Like, we're doing a full-on show. I'm like, let's do this.
Oh my
Sounds
god.
great with the nat 20.
Oh, that is so crazy.
Like, I would have given advantage because of the silent image, but you don't need it.
I don't think we need it.
Well,
but,
actually-
you know, just for flair.
Yeah, just
Roll again.
yeah.
see
Roll
if
again.
you
If it's
double
another natural 20, oh my god! Holy fuck! Oh my god! Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Man, what is happening?
Hey, we
Holy
got the
shit.
one out of the way.
Yeah, I'm glad the one is out of the way.
Holy
now.
shit.
Gone.
Well, your performance from the anticipation that then breaks into pure joy and excitement as you start kind of weaving a deep and personal tale that many people can relate to, because probably a lot of the people who are here made some sort of travel within Tellus. And so your story, your deep passion about the struggles that you have went through, kind of weathering the conditions of storms, trying to hide from the high storm, avoiding demons, and all that stuff. Just trying to portraying yourselves as a humble traveler going through this humble country, meeting all the different folk that live here, inspires them to a degree that just makes them kind of lose their mind, and their attention is fully captivated by your performance, especially with the visual imagery that is shown by Masa's silent image, kind of putting the image of maybe the landscape and maybe you're on a horse kind of traveling through the empty roads, how you're wearing a cloak in deep rain, trying to go through some of the forest areas, escaping a demon attack, meeting new people, giving a bit of charity back to people that have kind of taken you in while you're outside, all this stuff, everything coming together in this grand epic as you at the end of the story arrive in Narbor, where this fully concludes, and everyone here with the same kind of indulgence that they're witnessing, that they kind of just this hive mind gets created, as they are all now part of the story because you ended in Narbor and you are within Narbor. Yeah, so you two, Telegram and Masa, realize that this crowd is completely enthralled from head to toe, and you probably have more than enough time to do whatever the fuck
Yeah.
you want. So, as we kind of leave behind the exciting parts of the tavern, we go back outside. What do you do?
Glad I could help, guys.
This is the funniest. Oh my god. Okay.
Masa would probably take a minute to kind of collect herself, seeing what's going on in there, being like, he can't help himself, can he?
Guess not, but I'll take it.
Oh yeah, let's do this thing before. Okay, I'm gonna take a minute to make sure there's no one in the street that could see us approach the store.
Okay, make a perception check.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's a 10. There were a few guards on the outside that were supposed to keep an eye out on the crowd that's inside. However, you can still hear the performance from the outside of the inn, and they have also gotten a wisp of this exciting tale that's currently being spun. And so their focus has completely disappeared from what they're supposed to do, and they're just focused on what's going inside the inn. So they completely left their post and duty. And so for the most part, anyone that was in the area kind of was also captured by the atmosphere going inside of the Royal Heat Inn. So the streets seem fairly empty, and you can feel very confident that for the most part that the streets are free and you could go to the store.
Are there
What?
spaces between buildings? Like, can we like scoot around back to see if there's like a different entrance or anything?
Yeah, you can definitely try and do that. Yeah, do you approach it stealthily, or are you just kind of walking up to it?
I would have gone maybe like a couple buildings, I guess north, south, whatever, to the side, just so we're not walking like directly at the building. Maybe kind of like go off to the side and kind of see if there would be access to around the back. And yeah, I mean, I'd be going stealthily.
Okay.
Might as well. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah, then make a stealth check. And Masa, if you're following, you can also make one too.
Guys,
Oh my god. Then when it's important, I guess, it drops again. It seems like only one of us can be blessed, and it's Orion.
How are you having plus 11s though? Like,
I know.
Expertise.
I'm
Expertise is a
there with my
wonderful thing.
plus. I'm there with my +4, and I'm like, yeah.
Are you following Telegan Masa?
Yes, I would.
Yes, and also a stealth check from you.
Yes. Hold on.
Tension.
Yeah.
I was reading
rolled
a.
a
Sorry, I was
3.
reading a spell at the same time.
God damn it.
What?
It was on the 19, and it just went doop doop to the 9.
Okay, so
My armor
plan
is
breaks.
squeaky. Squeak, 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 squeak.
I mean 10 is average, and you're kind of going through the street. However, you're being stealthy, but there aren't any people there to actually see or notice you, because the streets, even as you approach the store, seem to be empty for the most part. And though you aren't making the best job of trying to stay stealthy, like if someone were to be on the streets, they would definitely notice you. but as you kind of approach there, you don't get stopped. You don't get any suspicious looks because there's no one. And yeah, you kind of get to the corner of the store. And you can see that the store itself is, like I said, at the corner. There seems to be a second building to the right of it, but on the left side there seems to be an alleyway that kind of goes down, creating the block. So what you can see of the store from the outside is the front part and the left or right part, however direction you're looking at it. And the door is on the front part, obviously. But there weren't any windows as you went inside, or as you kind of, went on the outside as well, that you could see that would look into the store itself. It seemed to be a windowless store. But you're currently at this corner.
Just pop down to the other end of the building and peek around the back to see if there's an actual back door.
Yeah, you go kind of through this alleyway and see that there's a second building right behind it that is attached to the first building. However, this seems to be a separate, you would presume, building than the store itself. There seems to be different tags and markings. There seems to be some sort of warehouse or small storage space that's been kept there, and you don't see any direct affiliation that would connect this part of the building with the store itself. As you kind of go even further around, there's one larger door. Also, seems to be a storage space of some sort, and once again, don't necessarily see any affiliations that this would be connected with the front store, and rather this is probably the own, once again, a separate building or estate that belongs to a different part.
All right, well, back to the front then. Since front door's our only option here, might as well be quick about this. See if we can maybe get inside, and I'll just try the door real quick. Doorknob, see if it works.
Okay, you try to open it, but it is indeed locked.
All right, we're gonna try to pick this lock now. So I'll pull out a set of thieves' tools, and it's in it's a container in the shape of an arrowhead. And just kind of open it up and pick out a couple. It's not, the most robust and fancy set of thieves' tools. It's kind of just much like my leather armor, kind of just put together based on oh yeah, that's probably helpful. So start going at it real quick, see if I can get any.
Okay.
You want a sleight of hand?
Yep, exactly. Sleight of hand.
Guys,
No. Did you? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is insane.
This
Oh my
is
God,
the
I broke the
first time
game.
someone walked out.
What can you do? So, you take out your thieves' tools and are starting to jiggle around there a bit, trying to get inside. And you feel like, oh, you've got it, and now you just have to kind of pinch it. But as you do, it just kind of snaps your thieves' tool. And it makes a relatively loud noise as this kind of very sharp tone of very distinctive metal breaking echoes through the air. And you kind of, your heart sits still for a moment as this happens. Nothing happens. You're only left here with your broken thieves' tools.
I am guessing blasting the door is not a solution here.
I mean, it could be if we want to get in and out real quick. But it causes more problems.
Right. I will try something and it might not work, but I will try. I will use thaumaturgy to create some wind to try to open any window that would be accessible.
There were no
from...
windows.
Oh, there are no windows. Shit. Okay. Hold on. What can we do? I was trying to pull a jester.
Yeah.
Open the windows. No.
I'm so pissed right now.
Yeah, that is really.
I mean, I could.
How high?
Us-
How high is the roof?
The roof isn't super high on the store. It's like, how high would that be? Probably like 10 feet.
I'm gonna try and climb. I'm gonna try and get up on the roof.
Okay, then make either an athletics or acrobatics check, whichever you prefer.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, easy enough for you. You kind of just take a few steps back and kind of parkour your way up as you kind of jump off the wall and manage to grab the top of it. Like I said, it's a pretty clean edge that you can easily grab onto and kind of flat yourself over and are now on top of the roof.
All right. Do I see any air vents, doors up top, anything that's been thrown up here, storage, anything of interest?
Yeah, there does seem to be a trapdoor that is placed on the end of the roof. That seems to be just sitting there.
Is it open?
No, it definitely isn't open.
God damn it. Is there a visible lock on it?
No.
Okay, I'll like lean my head over the edge and tell Masa, okay, there's a door up here. I don't know if we can, like, this might be a door we can like break in, maybe.
All right. Mind giving me a bit of a hand?
Yep. Throw down. I guess my arm or no, rope would probably be the best thing.
Yes.
Throw some rope
Yes.
down.
Please, because my athletics and acrobatics are poo-poo.
Yeah, I would say with the help of Telegon, it's easy enough to do. It's like not the most craziest thing. So it's a help action that just allows you to kind of stumble your way up.
That's all I wanted, because I have a 0 athletics and a 1 acrobatics. So I did not want to set myself up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
So okay, we get in. Is the door wood?
Yeah, it does seem to be made out of wood.
Okay, likely we can get through this with a bit of aggression, unless you have something you can try to open the door with.
I don't know if it's gonna work. I can try with my mage hand. It would probably come back to us trying to open it, but
Yeah.
perhaps if we try with the mage hand, it would help. First of all,
Sure.
I'm gonna go see and look. Is there a way to open it from the outside, or does it look like it only opens from the inside?
Make an investigation check.
Yes. There it is.
21. Yeah, inspecting the lock, it seems to be must be latch based, you presume, as you kind of lift it a bit, and you can hear that some latch is holding it in place from the inside, however. So there must be like a lock that locks through a latch that can only be opened from the inside. However, you notice this is like normal standard wood, so it would probably be somewhat easy to break with a bit of force. Would obviously make quite a bit of noise if not covered up.
Yeah.
Or if you have some way to kind of just break part of where the latch attaches to the wood itself. That would also be a possibility. And you would also
Okay,
know
well-
there's no trap mechanism also attached to the door itself.
So it looks like I would
Well,
point
going-
that out.
Yeah, going real life situation here. I've got a crowbar. That's probably the simplest thing to do right now.
I mean, with a little bit of force, yeah, it probably would be the best thing to try. I could probably yeah, because the only other thing I can do would be to burn down the door,
Yeah, no,
and
let's
don't
try to
really
avoid.
want. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid criminal activity more than what we actually are doing right now. So perhaps if you tried with the crowbar.
So I'll pull out the crowbar and I'll look at the lock situation and try to determine what the weakest point of the lock will be, and I'll put the tip of the crowbar in that space, and then I'm gonna wait to see. I'm gonna listen to the crowd across the street back at the show, and I'll wait for like a rousing like end of song or a big cheer, something that obviously they're distracted, and then I'll go and try to crowbar open the door.
Okay, I think that is a very good point where we will actually go back to the interior of the tavern where Ryan is performing exceptionally well. Your first song was a success. What will your second song be about, Orion?
My second song will be just a song that a lot of people would know. Just a very happy one that makes them want to move and kind of like dance with what little room that there is.
Okay. Not a lot of room. There will probably be a bit more waving than actual dancing going on here.
That is fine, just even if it's like,
Yeah, shimmying around.
like this.
yeah.
Yeah, because of your natural 20, I would say it goes over on your second performance. And it still, yeah, like I said, rouses the crowd tremendously. And you probably tell a tale about, you know, one of the most popular tales that gets kind of spun around here. Is like the conflicts between, you know, devils and angels and all that kind of stuff. Very epic, high drama. Or maybe a political stories about, you know, the Azathian elves with maybe a rogue kind of orphan that came from Tellus, but they've somehow found love. That is probably more what you would tell, because the
Yeah,
relationship
probably.
of Tellus and Azathia has been kind of developing in a positive way, and you have seen few elven individuals here who might have experienced this very notion. And as you tell this wonderful romance story, kind of getting them up, but also including like parts where, you know, a scene where they dance and everyone just kind of gets in this giddy mood of, you know, the positive vibes that you kind of just spread here, and they all start to dance and they start dancing with each other. Not much space. They're all basically hugging each other anyways, and so kind of their boundaries get completely torn down, and they're literally willing to do anything, and just kind of enjoying this time speculatively as they enjoy this show that you are giving them. And that's when we're gonna return back as you spin this nice romance tale, that you do hear a spike in the crowd, as you can hear that the peak of the new song that's being played kind of reaches its apex, and you think, oh, this is the best moment to crack.
I'll slightly amplify it with thaumaturgy, like just a little bit, in case, like not like unnaturally too loud, that to the point where like 5 streets over they're hearing it, but more so that like the couple buildings around are like, whoa, okay, there's really a good crowd going just to make sure that like the focus stays over there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then make an acrobatics or athletics checks. Iwake.
Yikes.
That's a 13.
It's better than 10.
It's also because you called him Eirik.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, we're so used to the name. And also make a stealth check with advantage because of what Orion is doing and Massa kind of using prestidigitation. Not prestidigitation, thaumaturgy to kind of amplify the noise just to see how loud this crack will be noticed. Ah, there it is.
Both
The
are
plus 11
sixes.
helps.
Oh, wait, you...
I rolled 2 6s.
Wait.
It did it at like 6 plus 6 is 12
Yeah.
plus
Yeah.
11 is how it did it.
What?
That's
Yeah, it did 6 plus 6 plus 11 equals 23.
Why? Jeez.
That's really dumb. Okay, let
Yeah.
me try this again. Advantage.
You did it again.
No, 13 plus and then 7
Oh yeah, no,
plus.
it didn't. Hey, why did you
Yeah,
do it the first time?
That's really weird.
Guess just messed it up in the coding, presumably.
Maybe you messed it up because they were the same.
Yeah, actually, that might actually be true. Okay, yeah, 24, pretty damn good. So while you crack it, and it does come a bit of noise as the wood splinters. However, you do it exactly as the highs of the voices echo through the city. However, though the crack was obscured, you didn't fully break the latch. However, you managed to kind of crack it open a bit, where you can open the trapdoor a bit now to the point where you can actually see the lock underneath it. So it kind of lifts up a few centimeters now, but it doesn't fully open yet.
Damn it. Crowbar again into the lock and see if I can crack that open.
Okay, then give another one.
I will try to push with him.
All right, then make an athletic or acrobatics, an athletics check with advantage.
Acrobatics or athletics?
No, this one has to be athletics. I just realized because it's just pure strength.
Oh boy.
An 18 is good enough. Make a stealth check this time without advantage because Masa isn't helping.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, it's coming back. It's
There
coming
it
back.
is.
That was the last bit. It cracks open, the lock unhinges, and the door opens up, and it's now at your disposal as you manage to break it.
Dropping down.
Okay, open up, and you both drop down there. Let me do something real quick.
The alarm spell goes off.
Don't give him ideas.
Do you follow Masa?
I would before yeah, well, now that he's in, I feel like I don't have a choice but to go in after him. Because I would have liked to do something before we went in. But I'll go down with him now.
Okay. Then yeah. So, a 18 hits you both, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay. This will be then.
Oh man.
Orion, you can make a Constitution saving throw.
Me?
Oh no, not Orion, not Orion, not Orion, not Orion. I'm sorry.
What's like what?
Telligan.
Constitution saving throw. Uh-huh. God fucking Christ.
That's a 13. That's a failure. So you take a total of 38. That's a lot of fucking damage that you're gonna take down.
Oh Jesus. And I'm not even around and I have healing.
And this. I think you don't have 60 HP, do you?
I have 67.
Okay, then I do have to calculate this. So this is 31. 31, 43, 55, 55, 56, 76 damage as one arrow hits you. Now for
Game over. Orion never sees again.
This is the 8. This is
My buddy.
6. Another 6.
Oh my god.
And then this one. You also have to make a Constitution saving throw, Master. Yeah. You both drop down. And before you hit the floor, lights out. Without even knowing what's happening.
She's got the ping bag.
Back at Orion's place.
It's over.
Once again, I'm the last one to go down. And I'm putting on the show of my life right now. Alright, what's Orion doing?
This is ridiculous.
So
I fucking love D&D, okay? This is ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh fuck. Yeah, we go back to Orion. The people are cheering. As your second song comes to a conclusion. They're two heavy thumbs, but nobody hears them. What's your third song about? Or how's the rest of your performance going?
Well, my next song I was planning on doing a sad song before I do what happened with them. I was gonna tell the story of Sangria when she had to kill the horse.
Oh, that's a good
Oh
one.
my god.
Which I had that plan
Oh my
before
God.
you guys did that.
Holy shit.
So for those that don't know, Sangria was my character in campaign 1. And in her session 0, she was faced with the choice of killing a horse that she rescued so it didn't turn into a demon.
Oh fuck.
And how she grew from it, and it was a struggle for her, but she understood that every good thing sometimes has to come to an end, no matter how hard we try.
Yeah. it's a okay, I gotta
Jeez.
it's a wonderfully sad story.
It's a little ballad.
And the crowd goes a little bit quieter as you tell this sad story. And the attention stays. As you tell this story. Just one more performance check, and this is for the rest of the show.
I'm gonna
Come
give
on.
myself my guidance
Come on.
with
Do
my
it.
guidance.
Do it.
Oh,
Oh.
They're
And
so enthralled by me.
yeah, you play the sad song, but as time passes and the show continues, you realize that your friends don't return to you, even after an hour.
Oh my god.
And as the show concludes, the inn slowly, one after another, people start to leave. Though everyone kind of greets you, and you get a ton of gold. You get 175 gold from this endeavor, from all the people that spend their money here. But as the patrons leave one after the other, and you go back to your room, you are there alone. And through the evening, you wait for your friends to return. But they never do. And that is where we're gonna end today's session.
can we, for the sake of story, just when Masa fell down and got killed, could the ping dust pouch open? Could it
Or fall
activate
open.
just from falling?
I would have to roll on the good side and all that.
I would say there were. I would say without too much spoiler, but that wouldn't change much.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Or at least not in the way you would expect it to.
I'm really
Who
sad
knows?
right now for Orion. Like, he just had the show of his life and his friends just, like, disappeared.
Orion needs to run and leave, or
Right?
else Orion's going to be killed.
I don't want him to die. I kind of like him.
Yeah, the
Run, leave town.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Not
Here's
really
the
to
thing,
watch
okay? If Telegan did not jump that fast into the hole, I was gonna detect magic.
Yeah, of course you were.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah, found the two people that were safeguarding the interior. Most likely.
Yeah.
You just basically gave both of you a headshot as you jumped out.
Yeah.
And it killed you.
I survived, guys.
You survived.
My curse
You're
is
alive.
ending.
Oh, don't jinx it now. Don't jinx it for the one shot. Yeah, this was way funnier than I expected.
I'm so happy.
This is
Yeah, this is the
hilarious.
best shit ever.
This
Goes
is
to the barn.
classic. This is classic D&D
Yeah,
shenanigans.
oh my
like
God.
this is textbook perfect shenanigans.
Yeah.
Oh man, I should play a bard more often.
Yeah, you need a bard in your D&D group. Definitely makes things more funny.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
This session was full of emotion in every aspect.
Oh yeah.
We had anger, we had tears, we had laughter.
Mm. Oh my
Oh.
god. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah, this.
I
No,
haven't
I'm-
laughed this much in a long time. My abs hurt.
Mine do too.
My face is in pain.
Yeah. It's
I've been laughing so hard, I've got tears coming out of my eyes.
Oh yeah, I'm full on crying.
Oh shit. Yeah, this was great.
Oh my god.
I mean, I would love to say that this would be part of my of the campaign that I'm releasing, but this is just the DM and players having a good old fun. Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh,
Sorry if I
man.
threw your story out of
No, this is the greatest thing. Like whatever I planned would never have been as great as what happened here. It was fucking amazing. Holy shit.
Listen, we did our usual. We took the main quest, we put it aside, and then we did our own thing.
I mean, you were kind of still doing the quote unquote main quest. Just the way of going about it kind of took a very
yeah.
very artsy turn, a dramatic turn.
Artsy turn.
Yeah.
Orion needs to get out of town.
Yeah, you need to
Run.
bounce.
Orion now officially becomes an NPC. Whether he survives or not, we will see. Maybe he will turn up at some point.
You are more than obviously a distraction to what was trying to go down at the store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It'd
So
be great if he now becomes an NPC in Jack's world.
I mean, he is per definition now an
Actively,
NPC.
yes.
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe if the winds of fate blow the right way, the Fate Weavers will encounter Orion in one tavern where he's having a good show, singing about a song where he lost two of his friends in one of the missions he was at. How he was left alone and they never returned.
Holy crap.
You have to now be like change your school. You have to become a bard of tragedy.
Oh
now.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm a bard of spirits.
Well, nope. Your friends died. That is the saddest thing that would turn anyone.
Like if that's not like perfect D&D causality,
It is amazing.
Yeah, a reason to change subclass, actually. That makes sense. Yeah, peeps. Thank you for watching this very entertaining one-shot. Truly amazing.
That
Nope.
was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
the stupidest thing.
It
And,
was a lot of fun to play the very charismatic bard.
yeah.
Yeah.
And goes to show, you don't need combat to make things interesting. You just
No.
need some very funny ass events that take place one after another. With crazy rolls too. I mean, that is what makes us great. Like these natural 20s.
You rolled 3 nat 20s.
Yeah. At like great moments as well.
And then when you gave me an advantage, I rolled the 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So for the viewers, if anyone is actually interested in what was supposed to happen or just want to read about what was going on, this too is part of the thing I'm going to publish. The players will probably never know, or at least not in a long time. Or maybe, let's see, if we do another one shot, maybe things will happen there. But it will remain a mystery whether or not the lady in the cave is somehow connected to all of this. We will never know. We will never know. And with that, I shall wish thee farewell. And until next week. Oh no, not next week. In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We see each other again. Bye.